Y'all, the former Disney child star just went on a live stream and blew the entire roof off Hollywood, naming celebrities, naming events, and alleging that what goes on at the Met Gala behind closed doors is nothing short of a full humiliation ritual designed to break you down and keep you in line. And the names he dropped, Honey, Nick Cannon, Bow Wow, Will Smith, Diddy. And that's just the ones he said out loud. There is a lot to talk about here, so grab a chair and let's get into it.
Yo! Oh, this is... No, cut that off. Wait, you know what this? Stop playing. What's up? How you feeling? What's just good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, great to see you. Get that bitch out my face. Wait. Appreciate you. Get the bitch off the screen, please. Thank you. The bitch ain't no. Stop trying to plug this all the time. Like, yeah, stop trying to plug this, yo.
Who you like? Who's your favorite rapper?
My favorite rapper is the one that got 2 million on their neck right now. You tell me who got 2 million on their neck right now.
Oh, I don't know.
Show me somebody with 2 million on their neck right now, other than me.
Wait, hold on. You is Ice Out? I'm gonna lie.
Show your boy. Show me Puffy or somebody. Don't show me these little.
Puffy?
Yeah, show me somebody with 2 million on their.
I don't know.
Who got 2 million on their neck right now?
Chad, who got 2? They said you got a song. What's your song? Come on.
Gucci.
All right, bet.
Oh, you said mine?
They said your song.
My song?
Yeah.
Okay, so unless you've been living under a rock, you know Orlando Brown has been on his expose era for a while now. And I'm not talking about him just venting on social media. This man has been going interview to interview, live stream to live stream, naming names and making allegations that Hollywood has been desperately trying to dismiss as the ramblings of a man who's lost his mind. But here's the thing. When you actually sit down and listen to what he's saying, a lot of it starts to connect. And the timing of certain things is very, very interesting.
Let's go. You could gaze into the future. You might think life would be a breeze. See travel from a distance, yeah. Go right, but it's not that easy. Take it to the I try to see the situation, then I end up misbehaving. Hey now, say now, about to put it down. Yeah, come on and ride with Ray Ham. In the future looks great now, and everything's gonna change now. Let's go. It's the future I can see. That's so Ray. It's so mysterious to me. I like it. That's so Ray. It's the future I can see. That's so Ray. It's so mysterious to me. Yeah. Yep, that's me.
You see, most people know Orlando Brown from That's So Raven. He played Eddie Thomas, the lovable best friend, on one of the most successful Disney Channel shows of all time. That show ran for 4 seasons and hit 100 episodes. And then after 2007, when the show ended, Orlando Brown essentially disappeared from Hollywood. No major roles, no big comeback, just silence, and then chaos. Now don't get it twisted though, the chaos didn't come out of nowhere. According to Orlando himself, the chaos is what happens when you know too much and refuse to play the game. And girl, the game he's describing? It's a lot darker than anything Disney ever put on screen. So let's start with the Met Gala, because this is where things get really messy. Now, for the uninitiated, the Met Gala is the biggest night in fashion. Anna Wintour runs it. The biggest celebrities in the world attend it. It's invite only, it's prestigious. It's presented to the public as this glamorous, beautiful celebration of art and style. But according to Orlando Brown, what happens on that red carpet and what happens behind those closed doors are two very different things. Word on the street is Orlando claims that the Met Gala is one of the key events where new artists and young celebrities are put through humiliation rituals as a condition of staying relevant in the industry. He's claimed that the event functions as something far more sinister than a fashion party, that it's essentially a place where the powerful assert dominance over the up-and-coming, where you do what you're told, you wear what you're told, you're seen with who you're told, and if you step out of line, you don't get invited back. And if you really step out of line, you don't get to work again. Mind you, the Met Gala has been under public scrutiny for years for how it treats celebrities. Lily Reinhart called it out publicly. Tim Gunn once said Anna Wintour was not capable of simple human kindness, and multiple celebrities have said they felt humiliated or controlled at the event. Orlando Brown is just the first one to connect those dots out loud and put names and specifics to what the humiliation actually looks like. As if that wasn't enough, he went further. He named specific individuals who he claims were part of what he experienced and witnessed. And the list of names he dropped has had the entire internet in an uproar ever since. Now, the first name that really broke the internet was Nick Cannon. So what happened was Orlando appeared on a live stream hosted by internet personality Deshae Frost in December 2024. And during that stream, he made an explicit claim that Nick Cannon had performed a sexual act on him. He said it clearly, on camera, with zero hesitation.
Why you won't even tell nobody you're really transsexual, bro?
What?
Why you is acting like you won't, like you stealing the babies, bro? Why do you have all those kids? Because you had them. None of them girls had them babies. You had them, nigga. Now, tell Hollywood Unlocked to post this shit. You've been having babies and paying girls to act like they have the baby. You better ask RuPaul, bitch. Ask my bestie.
Serious?
Ask my bestie, nigga.
That is crazy, bro. He using surrogates?
Ask my bestie.
Using that surrogate shit?
Ask Beyonce.
Oh.
No. Gay means happy. How homosexual you are, brother?
Yo.
You don't mean that shit. Oh, it hurts me. No, you hurting yourself every time you don't admit that you're a fucking.
In GTA,
my.
Nick Cannon, the man with 12 children, the wild and out host, the guy who presents himself as this ultra-masculine, hyper-fertile alpha of the entertainment world, allegedly had a very different private life behind the scenes, at least according to Orlando. Now, of course, Nick Cannon denied it immediately. He addressed it in the comments of a Hollywood Unlocked post, calling Orlando brilliant and talented, but adding that it hurt him to see him crash out like this. He also called out the media for continuing to exploit Orlando rather than getting him help. Which is a very interesting response if you think about it. Because when you're innocent and someone makes an insane allegation about you, most people's first instinct is not to express sadness and concern for the person making the allegation. Most people get angry. Most people get their lawyer on the phone. Nick Cannon got emotional. Take from that what you will. And then Orlando kept going. Right after the Nick Cannon claim, he brought up Mariah Carey, saying, "That's why Mariah Carey left your behind." And then it brought up Kevin Hart, implying there was something going on there too. Mind you, he's sitting on this live stream just rattling off names like he's reading from a list he's been holding on to for years. Oh, honey, it doesn't stop there. Because then came the Bow Wow situation. And this one has been going on for years at this point. So back in 2022, Orlando went on an interview with Funny Marco and made explicit claims about his relationship with Bow Wow. He alleged that Bow Wow had a, let's say, very memorable physical quality. And he said it with a straight face and full confidence. Now at the time, Bow Wow responded by saying Orlando was tweaked out and on drugs, adding that it was sad because he had potential to be great. The response was dismissive, understandably so. But then Orlando didn't stop. He doubled down, he tripled down. He brought it up again and again across multiple interviews and platforms. And the more he repeated it, the more people started paying attention. Because at some point, when someone keeps telling the same specific story with the same specific details across different platforms and different years, you have to at least ask why. Why this story? Why these names? Why does he keep coming back to it? Bow Wow was eventually asked about it again during Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay podcast in 2025 and shut it down again. But the internet had already done what the internet does. The clips went viral, the meme spread, and Orlando Brown's name trended for days. Now don't get it twisted. Orlando has made a lot of wild claims over the years. He claimed Drake was actually Raven Simonet. He claimed the Illuminati was his family. He showed up to Dr. Phil in 2018 wearing snake eye contact lenses, claiming his full name was Orlando Brown Prince Michael Jackson Jr. So yes, context matters here. But here's the thing that nobody is talking about. And this is the part that actually made me sit up straight. Will Smith. You see, Orlando didn't just make allegations about people he had relationships with. He made allegations about people who allegedly had power over him. And in multiple interviews, he has claimed that Will Smith sexually assaulted him. Not a consensual encounter, not a relationship, an assault.
This whole Will Smith shit, you feel me? Hey man, that nigga Michael Jackson, bro. You feel me? That nigga Michael Jackson, bro. That nigga set me up, bro. On everything I love, that nigga set me up, bro. You feel me? That nigga is tripping, bro. That nigga be on some other shit, my nigga. Like, straight the fuck up. What are you talking about, my nigga? You raped me as a kid, you bitch ass nigga. You raped me as a kid and you raped all my kids, nigga. And you still trying to motherfucking get away with this shit, nigga. What do you mean? I'm sitting right here, bitch. Every time I see you, I want to slice your neck, motherfucker. You really have to understand what the Bible says, bro. The Bible says, it says, honor your mother and your father for your days are long, nigga. I ain't killed you for that reason, bitch.
He has said this out loud on record on camera multiple times, and what has Will Smith done? Nothing. No statement, no denial, no lawyers, nothing. Now you tell me, if someone went on the internet repeatedly claiming the biggest movie star in the world assaulted them, and the biggest movie star in the world just didn't respond, wouldn't that bother you just a little bit? Because it bothers me. As one person on social media put it, the fact that Will Smith has never once addressed these allegations, not once, while simultaneously having his entire PR machine ready to deploy at the slightest criticism of anything else in his life, is its own kind of answer. And maybe the internet needs to stop laughing at Orlando Brown long enough to at least ask the question. Now, aside from the celebrity names, Orlando also got into the specifics of how Hollywood controls its talent. And this is where his story connects to a much bigger picture. In multiple interviews, Orlando has described a system where young entertainers, especially those who came up through Disney and Nickelodeon as children, are essentially funneled into social circles controlled by very powerful adults. Adults whose access and opportunity as leverage. Adults who make it very clear that your career continues as long as you comply with certain expectations. And when you stop complying, the roles dry up, the invitations stop, the industry moves on without you. Mind you, we now know for a fact that this is not as crazy as it sounds. Because Diddy's arrest in 2024 and the federal racketeering and trafficking case against him blew the lid off exactly this kind of structure. A powerful entertainment figure using access to events, parties, money, and career opportunities as a tool to control and exploit people. And Orlando Brown had been talking about Diddy for years. Years. He told Cam Capone News that Diddy was one of his best friends. He said people sold their souls to Diddy and then got mad because the hazing was rougher than they expected. Now that's a really specific way to describe what a lot of victims later described as trauma. And people started going back to those old Orlando Brown clips and looking at them very differently. Because here's what we now know. Before the Diddy arrest, everyone dismissed Orlando Brown as unstable. After the Diddy arrest, suddenly a lot of what Orlando had been saying didn't sound so crazy anymore. He was talking about soul selling, about industry hazing, about powerful men controlling young entertainers through rituals and humiliation. Years before any of it became mainstream conversation. Years. Right after all these clips started going viral again, people couldn't help but bring up Raven Simone. Because the two of them spent 4 years together on That Says So Raven, and their post-Disney trajectories could not be more different. Raven went on to build a successful career, got a spin-off show called Raven's House, has stayed comfortably employed in Hollywood. Orlando went the opposite direction. Arrests, addiction, public meltdowns, homelessness, legal battles, mental health crises, and an endless stream of wild interviews that most of Hollywood uses as an excuse to dismiss everything he says. And the question that keeps coming up is whether those two things are connected. Whether Raven complied and Orlando didn't. Whether the people who stay employed in Hollywood stay employed because they keep quiet, and the ones who speak out end up looking the way Orlando Brown looks. Now, when Raven was asked about Orlando on a podcast, she said he was one of the funniest people she had ever worked with. She described him as an unhinged version of Cat Williams, which honestly is kind of a loaded comparison considering everything Cat Williams has been saying lately. She also said she knew his history, whatever that means. She didn't elaborate.
So what do you think of Orlando Brown?
How would you be if you were 14 and I gave you an obscene amount of money that you were the father of your house? How would you turn out?
Raven?
You're either going to be... No, think about it.
I'm the daddy now.
You're either going to be home alone, where you're ordering food and taking care of yourself at home, or you're not at home at all and you're out.
I know that Orlando. That Orlando that we see right now he was that way on set with a couple of restraints because he knew he couldn't lose his job. The restraints came off and he went crazy. Yeah. But he is one of the most talented young men of our generation that just took a little too much.
We had a conversation, I don't know what year it was, of Raven, and I said, when this show is over, I go, you're going to be the big star. And I go, you know it's going to be number 2. And we both said,
Orlando.
He was the guy. He had all of the tools.
The last season, I wouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
Because we kind of saw the decline then. Things were not really working so well, and there was a lot of issues. And, again...
You guys knew more of that than I did.
Yes.
Because it's just...
Because as he got older, stuff was going on between him and Aunt Eliza that I wasn't involved with. So I always bring that up. And yes, he, talks crazy about me, and people always wonder why I never say anything. It's because I don't need to stoop that low, because I've known him since I was 14. I am almost 40.
But you could also make a phone call, and just your phone call is just like, why are you doing this?
I don't
He
have
wants
that
that,
energy.
though. I think he
that.
really wants
I'm
that.
gonna
No, but just to check him on it. You can keep doing what you're
That's
doing.
true. My mama wants me to do that.
Yeah.
And girl, the thing she chose not to say in that interview said more than the things she did. Now, as all this mess was swirling around, here's where the Met Gala piece comes back into focus. Because the 2025 Met Gala theme was super fine, tailoring Black style. A theme explicitly built around celebrating Black culture and Black fashion history. And yet the conversation around it was completely dominated by white celebrities, non-Black fashion houses, and the usual Hollywood elite that shows up every year regardless of the theme. The same people who show up, take the photos, claim the cultural moment, and then go back to doing whatever they were doing before. And people started asking who gets invited, who gets excluded, and what the criteria actually is. Because it's not talent. We all know it's not talent. It's compliance, it's relationships. It's who you know, what you've done, and what you're willing to keep doing to stay in the room. Orlando Brown will never be invited to the Met Gala. He burned those bridges when he started talking. And whether you believe every single thing he says or not, you have to sit with the fact that the moment he stopped being useful to the machine stopped protecting him. And the moment he started exposing the machine started calling him crazy. As usual, people had their thoughts. Like this person who said people have been calling Orlando Brown crazy for years. But Cat Williams said the same things about the same people, and people finally started listening to him. At what point do we ask if the crazy label is just what they put on you when you won't shut up? Another person said Will Smith still hasn't addressed the Orlando Brown allegations. Not once. But he showed up to the Oscars after slapping a man on live TV like nothing happened. And that's fine. This industry is something else. But now I want to know your thoughts. Do you think Orlando Brown is genuinely exposing something real about how Hollywood operates? Or do you think his credibility issues make it impossible to take him seriously? And more importantly, do you think the celebrities he's named deserve to have these allegations taken more seriously by the media? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the time, because we are going deep on all of this and you do not want to miss what's coming next. Don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.